look, you are somebody who the way that you connect with your fans through social media is so real, is so relatable. There have been a couple times as of late where people are coming for you for a TikTok or they're coming for you for a picture. How do you balance staying relatable and connected to your fans with knowing that there might be those responses? Does it make you think twice when you post? How do you come to what you're going to do?
The only time I think twice now is when I do a TikTok. Honestly.
After that one?
You know why? After that one. Because I thought I was being cool. And apparently I wasn't being cool. So I was like, okay, I got this one wrong. I was trying to be cool like my daughter and copy what she was doing, but make it my own, but it didn't work. So now I guess I second guess TikTok because it is clearly for the younger people.
I can't even tell you.
And I'm just trying to stay hip and do my thing, you know, but in, you know, for real, to answer that question, nothing I do on my social media, except for promotional pieces when I have a movie or the clothing line or skincare. I mean, those, yes, are planned, but I really don't plan any of the other things I put on there, and I'm just trying to be real and authentic.
And when you do get, you know, and we've all felt it, when you get those people who have heavy criticisms for things you do, I don't know if you're like this, but look, it's like one mean comment can hit me so much harder than like I let myself feel 100 nice ones. You're always so positive and happy. What do you have to say to those people, or how do you react when you get that criticism, that hate?
Well, you know, sometimes you try to look at where it's coming from, and sometimes when they have like 0 followers, you know that's they're just, it's like a troll, you know, and they're just, but sometimes, you know, it hurts when people, you know, they come to a conclusion and I'm like, oh, well, I kind of feel like, well, maybe you haven't followed me for a while, or you don't see the consistency of my life over the years. Cause I think that speaks volumes. You just have to scroll past it and get over it. Sometimes you vent to your friends and then you're like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah. We tend to judge each other on one moment instead of all the moments.
Yeah.
All right. So Candace, you're coming to me from a wine cellar. Where are you? I want to be there.
I know. It's pretty great. It is our wine cellar in Napa Valley.
You know what? This is perfect because I feel like the best way to enjoy your incredible movies playing Aurora is with a nice glass of wine.
I think you're right. It's like the perfect way to enjoy it. Just to, you know, try to figure out who committed the crime. Just leisurely watch this movie. Try to get the right suspects in order.
Just don't drink too much wine or you really won't solve the mystery.
This is true. You will totally lose it because there's actually a lot of suspects in this movie.
Have fun on your honeymoon, Ro.
Only you could have stumbled on a body on your honeymoon.
Are they talking about who might have killed him?
This is police business, Ro, not yours. Since when has that ever stopped me?
Yeah, my Aurora Teagarden honeymoon, honey murder. Aurora Teagarden is the only person I know that would find a dead body while she's on this romantic, like rowboat experience with her husband on the lake, and then their body appears. But
I was going to ask Candace, how many more murders can this woman just find herself in the middle of? At some point, will she have to start questioning it?
Hopefully not, because I want to make a whole lot more movies.
This is number 17, right? How long will you stick with Aurora?
Honestly, I hope a long time. I love this character. I feel like she just got started on a new season of life because she got married in the last movie. We've been with her through 16 other movies before we've gotten to this point. So now it's like a whole new world for her in solving these mysteries with her husband / partner in crime.
The movies are always so good to watch. They're such a great escape. What do you love about playing her?
Oh, I love Aurora because she's fearless and she's never afraid to get her hands dirty and just get in there to solve the mystery. She has a lot of courage and she kicks butt. So I love playing her. And I just love these movies because of what you said. They're family friendly movies. You can watch this with your 8-year-old, you know, it's all about figuring out who's done it. And there's nothing ever scary in it or gory. They're just really fun mysteries to solve.
What 3 things would you generally say you've learned about crime solving?
Well, don't touch anything because you don't want your fingerprints on it. You don't want to contaminate the evidence. So don't touch anything. And then you have to think like the person who committed the crime. You have to get into their brain. So it might not be the most logical thing to do. So you kind of have to think illogically. And number 3, don't talk to other people about it, like your best friend who's a blabbermouth, because then she might give away the secrets and talk about the suspect who actually is the killer, and then you might get in trouble yourself.
Honestly, incredibly solid tips, not just for crime solving, but life, I think, you know?
Yeah.
Don't mess with other people's stuff. Try to put yourself in other people's shoes and don't gossip. It's just great. And Aurora is this time, as you said, she finds a body while on her pre-honeymoon, pre-honeymoon.
Yes.
Did it take you back at all to your own honeymoon? What do you remember about it?
The only thing that was similar is that both of our honeymoons involved water. My husband and I went to Hawaii for our honeymoon. We were only there for 2 nights because after the first day, my husband realized that he would not go in the ocean because of sharks. So we called the travel agent and went home.
Are you serious? Did he not think beforehand? Like, I know there's going to be an ocean there and I'm okay with getting in it or not?
I know. I don't know. I really, at this point, 25 years later, I don't even know.
By the way, of course, a happy birthday to your lovely daughter, 23.
Thank you.
Can you believe you have a 23-year-old? I can't believe you have a 23-year-old.
No, some days it's like, I can't believe I have adult children. All 3 of my children are adults and time does go by very, very fast. But I love that they are young adults. It's so much fun to see where they're going, what they're doing. And I love cheering them on because I'm a good cheerleader. It's what I love to do. And so, but yeah, it goes by so fast.
I feel like this happens every time she has a birthday, but I'm doing my research for this interview and there's about 20 headlines about how you 2 are twins and you look exactly the same and you're twinning. Do you see it as much as everyone else does? No,
I don't. And I don't think everyone sees it that way. I love the headline that we look like sisters. That makes my mom feel young. That's very nice. But Natasha actually looks a lot more like my husband and his side of the family. Yes, we both have blonde hair and blue eyes, but facially, my boys look more like I do. And Natasha looks more like her dad.
Okay, well, we'll wait for those headlines. Twinning, Mom. Aurora,
yes.
So many movies ahead. Do you have any ideas for where you'd like to see her go next? Any types of mysteries to solve or places to be? Do you ever pitch these in the writer's room?
Oh, yes, we do. Because we're creating all these stories since movie 11.
Wow.
Because it was based on a book series.
Right, and you executive produce.
Yes,
yeah.
I executive produce all of them. So we are always throwing around story ideas for the next movies, and we do already have the outlines for the next few, and they're pretty fun. And I can tease that in the next one we're going to have some flashback scenes of Aurora and her best friend Sally in their younger days.
Candace,
and there might be somebody playing me young, like teenage-ish, that you might know.
Somebody who's
kind of looks like me.
Somebody who's your twin?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I think she'd be the perfect person for the part.
Yeah. We're just gonna slap a red wig on her.
I wanted to ask you, the last time I talked to you was when I believe you were heading into or already into quarantine with Mary Lou Henner to film. So how did that all turn out when you guys were like hunkered down together and had to quarantine as long as you did?
Oh, it's been great. It really, she's been my saving grace in quarantine, and I think the same for her, because we have each other, because it gets a little like crazy lonely when you can't go outside for 14 days. You're just stuck in your little space. And so that was really fun. And I won't have Mary Lou this time when I go up there, but I'm going to make it through.
Doesn't she famously have like a photographic memory?
Yes, but different than photographic, but
Okay.
her memory capacity is much larger than most people. And she's one of maybe like 12 people in the world. So she can remember every day of her life and every detail, what she was wearing. She'll know a date, what day of the week a certain day fell on whatever year she was alive.
What is it like to be friends with someone who can remember all that?
It's great because she always prompts with lots of questions, and then she gets you remembering things. So I actually love it. And she's like the best. We call her a swizzle stick, or that's what she calls her. She's a swizzle stick. So it's like when you're at a party and you're sitting at a table with a bunch of people that you don't know, Mary Lou just knows how to ask all the questions and kind of stir everything up, and she just keeps it all going. She's like the best swizzle stick, and then that memory is like her party trick.
I love it. She's the vibe lady. Great.
Yeah, she is.
Now you do so much incredible work. Tell me about Skiptember.
So skip1.org is a nonprofit organization that I've been a part of for 10 years plus. I'm on the board of it. It was founded by one of my best friends, Shalene Bryan. And we build kitchens in orphanages and schools all over the world where they don't have a kitchen. And often this meal that the children get there at the school is the only meal they'll have that day. And so, and we also do a lot of work with the homeless community here in the US. So every year I promote Skip One and Skiptember, and we're hoping that everyone will just, every dollar counts, every single dollar. And it means a lot to us, and it means a lot to those kids.